Hello everyone, welcome to Harry's Book Cafe. I was meant to do this review yesterday, but got really busy, so I had to do it here in the office today, so I hope you don't mind. Today, let's talk about Gerald Durrells, My Family and Other Animals. Because of the subject matter of the book that I read last week, about the siege of Leningrad, I thought I need something that can really cheer me up a little bit. So I asked AI what would be a good, funny book to read. It has recommended Catch-22, of course it does, but I read that. So he also sort of recommended Gerald Durrell's My Family and Other Animals, which I have heard but never read before. So I thought, okay, why not? And pick it up and have a read. And it turned out to be one of the best books that I have read here in 2025. It's an old book, right? It's written in the 1950s about the story of his own experience of his family moving from England to Corfu in Greece, in one of the Greek islands, for a few years. So the story centers on his family during that period in that magical Greek island. And I use the word magical, it simply is absolutely magical. Now, before I go into the plot, good luck if you want to summon up a plot for this particular book, but before I dive in, I just want to tell you a little bit more about the author, Gerald Durrell. Now, Gerald Durrell is a British zoologist and also a conservationist. He has this absolutely incredible love of animals, and then because of that particular love, that's how the book really came about. The book was, as I said, written in the 1950s about stories happened in 1930s. Okay, the reason for the family to move from UK to Corfu is because the weather. And one August day, the whole family is pretty much sick, apart from Larry, the big brother. And he just had enough. He accused his mother of looking like an Irish washerwoman, and the whole family looked like illustrations from a 18th century or a 19th century medical book, which I find quite funny. And because of that propelled the whole family to abandon Britain for the time being and move to Greece. Bulk of the story continues in Greece. This is a very heartwarming, cozy, laugh out loud book. The reason for the laughter predominantly comes from the big brother Larry. He, as you read the book, will develop this hate and love relationship with him. You're not quite sure whether to what to think of him, right? And most of the laughter are generated by him. He's just downright selfish, and his selfishness generated so much laughter. Let me give you some quote. So this quote comes from Corfu, where he had his own little room. He is inspired to be a fiction writer or some sort of writer. It wasn't really specified, and he had this grand dream that he will be one of the master writers, a name that deserves to be in the history of the best writers. Anyway, so one day he was inside his room, he was writing his great book, but some peasants tied a donkey outside his door, and the donkeys keep baying and it's driving him crazy. Okay, so this is what he said, Larry, to his sisters and brothers. I ask you, isn't it laughable that future generations should be deprived of my work simply because some horny-handed idiot has tied that stinking beast of bird near my window? So he asked his brothers and sisters to get rid of the donkey without doing the work himself. They came back to him and says, the donkey isn't bothering us, it's bothering you, so why don't you go and make the donkey away? And he accused them of being selfish. In turn, the brother and sister accused him of being selfish, rightly. And once that's done, he then turns to his mother. Larry turns to his mother and says, "It's all your fault, mother," said Larry. You shouldn't have brought us up to be so selfish. The other thing is that his sister and brothers is accusing Larry of being, overweight. And this is the conversation that followed. His mother also agreed with his sister and brothers. Says, "Why do you eat so much if it upsets you, dear?" Mother asked. He replied, "It would be an insult to you cooking to eat less." Larry replied, "You're getting terribly fat," said Margot. Margot is the sister. "It's very bad for you." "Nonsense," said Larry in alarm. "I'm not getting fat, Mother, am I?" "You look as though you have put a little weight," Mother admitted, surveying him critically. "It's your fault," Larry said. "You keep tempting me with those aromatic delicacies. You have driven me to ulcers. I shall have to go on a diet." It was a good diet. He's accusing his mother. So he's accusing his mother of cooking too deliciously, making him fat. He's just absolutely hilarious. I love and also hate this guy. Another incident happened where Larry's room was on fire. So the mother ran to his room and told him, says, "The room is on fire, dear." Larry replied, "Well, I don't see why I should freeze them to death. Why tear all the bedcloth off, really? The fuss you'll make. It's quite simple to put out a fire." But having talked about Larry, but Larry is not the main protagonist of this book. He's just this character that made you laugh. The main character, of course, is the author, the writer himself, Gerald. He is this, at the time of the writing, he was, the book described his 10-year-old self, and he's this relentless pursuit of knowledge of the natural world, and he absolutely, this relentless pursuit is being reflected in his love of animals. Give you some instances. He go out there and catch snakes, water snakes, and afraid that the snakes might be, too hot, overheat in the sun. He then filled the bathtub in the cottage or a villa, and then dump the snakes into the tub bath, much to the horror of his second brother, who just raced out of the house and screaming. He also loves insects, and he had this particular love of scorpions, whom or which he finds all over this abandoned wall just behind his back garden. He used to peel away the peelings and observe those scorpions. One of the funniest episodes happened when the writer himself, Gerald, went to catch a big mother scorpion, and on her back is full of smaller scorpions. And he catch this scorpion and put that into his big brother's mattress box. He stuffed the scorpion with all her babies in this matchbox. So dinner time comes along. After dinner, the big brother Larry, the funny guy, he wanted a cigarette. He opened the box. It's obviously full of scorpions. So he started to jump and just threw the box into the air, and the scorpion ended up on the table, and everyone trying to chase this scorpion, try to jump all of the way, trying to hit it with all different things, and all the little baby scorpions just escaped all over the table, and that was just a pure mayhem. And it's one of this classic chaotic scene of the book that just made the whole experience absolutely fantastic. In fact, I have come across that particular section of the book previously with my daughter's reading comprehension test. The actual scene of my family and animals, that particular scorpion scene, was actually in the reading comprehensions. But yeah, that's one of this classic scene of the book. Again, much to his family's horror. His love of animal, his love of the place is really reflected in the language, in the prose that's being used. The whole book gives you this feeling of coziness, of this warmth, not just from the writer himself, but across the family. They all seem absolutely lovely people, and they'll have their own personalities and faults. And yeah, it's incredible. It's laugh out loud book. Although, as I said, this book was written in 1950s, nearly 70 years ago, or 70 years ago. It still holds that fundamental truth to humanity, that love of the nature, the love of families and brother and sister. Is really cozy book. So if you want something that can really make you laugh out loud, not all the time, not like Catch-22, but on occasion, and you want to feel cozy and warm, then this is the book that I highly recommend. It is incredible writing, incredible. I mean, it's very well written as well. The pauses is fascinating. It's quite a short book. I think it's just under 300 pages. So it does not tax you mentally at all. It's just one of these cozy read that I definitely recommend any time of the year. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video, although the environment is slightly different than usual. I'm at work, so I hope you don't mind. Anyway, next week I shall bring you something a little bit more different still, and we'll discuss that in the next episode. Cheerio, guys. Have a good week.